might have oil on your hands and grease on your shoes, but don't worry, we're back in the garage with Bodie Stroud.
Welcome back to In the Garage segment. We've been talking about wheels and tires and how to fit them up and everything. We got our good friend Zach from Bo's Wheels on the line with us, talking about how to pick the proper wheel and fit it up. And say someone, I'm sure you get a lot of these calls, Zach, where people call up and they're like, "Hey, I need a wheel, and this is a car I got. Can you help me pick it out?"
Yeah, we do. We get that. We get that quite often. Most of the time, the people that call them, they already got a wheel in mind or a couple in mind.
Yeah.
And we just try to pick it out best we can. And the good thing is we have a gallery on our website.
Mm-hmm.
So say a guy calls in, he's got a 2010 Camaro SS.
Yeah.
We say go to our website, bosieforged.com, click on gallery, and click on Chevy, and there's probably 10 different Camaros in there.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he can kind of get a look at the different sizes and how the car's, if it's lower and whatnot, and how it all looks. And we kind of guide him from there, yeah. But a lot of times I'm probably too honest because people will call in, and I don't want them to make their car not look good. So, they'll say, "Hey, I want this wheel, man. This looks awesome." And I'm like, "Hey, I don't think so."
Well, thanks, man, because you're doing us a favor, too, because I don't want to see that car then on the road.
Yeah, definitely. But,
yeah.
And you know how it is. You got to make sure you pick the right wheel because it's such a big part of the car.
Oh, it is. I mean, I don't know how many car shows you've been to. I mean, I'm sure you've been to a lot, but
yeah,
when you walk up to a car, that's the first thing you notice is usually paint, wheels, and tires, and and stance.
Yeah.
In my eyes, if it doesn't have any of those things, or even one is just out of whack, it could be a badass car and it's got the perfect stance, but then you're going, "Oh, what happened to the wheels?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, didn't this guy have any friends? Did anybody tell him?
I'll never forget one time. This hot rod builder, his name's Ralph Muldoon. He's over in Gardena.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's still building anymore. He's an older guy, but I'll never forget because he was using our wheels, and he goes, "I don't know how people just put all this work in a car and they don't put a good set of wheels on."
Yeah.
He's like, it's kind of like getting all dressed up, putting on a suit, and then sticking your bowling shoes on with a suit. So,
what's the matter with that?
I don't know. Maybe that's what some people are into.
Just kidding. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, for the listeners out there, how do you suggest fitting up a wheel? I mean, they sell tools, that make it easy. Would that be what you suggest? Is doing, when they call up, having the right lug pattern, which they sell a tool to figure that out as well. I mean, what do you suggest?
Well, we suggest, and a lot of people do call, and they bought the wheel right tool, and they use that, and those work really well.
Mm-hmm.
But we're kind of old school. We just tell them, get under there and measure it. And we actually have a fitment sheet on our website, which shows the proper way to measure it.
Oh, cool.
So I'll have them, go under there and take a ruler and measure from the mounting surface to the fender and how much brake overhang, and all those steps are right there on our website. And a lot of times they're like, "Well, I don't know if I'm taking the measurement correctly." So I'll actually have them just take a picture. I'll go, "Well, stick the ruler in there and take a camera and snap a photo of what you're measuring. And email it to me or text it to me, and I'll look at it and make sure you're doing it right."
Okay.
That way there's no way anyone can mess up.
All right, yeah. No, I'm with you, though. That it's, I've come across some of the same stuff. So
yeah, it depends on the vehicle. If it's someone building a hot rod, we need to do that. But if it's just a standard car, I mean, we have fitment sheet databases going all the way back, anything after World War II pretty much.
Yeah.
So we can just look it up and go off from experience and what we've done. We already know the fitment. But if it's like a build like something you work on where you're shortening the axle, you're mini-tubbing the car, we definitely need to get some measurements.
Yeah, no, that's important. I mean, me, myself, as a builder, I like to actually, me and Mitchell, we both like to start with the wheel and tire and build the car around the wheel and tire, because if you have those, you can measure the body, inside lip to inside lip, side to side. You can figure out your track width, where you want it, and then it helps you figure out measurements on axle and what kind of offset you want, how deep of a dish do you want showing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's definitely the right way to do it, the way you do it, because a lot of times people don't do it that way. Then when it's time for the wheels at the end, they have no room to put a dish on the wheel. So you got this little skinny lip. When if they did it the way you do it, where you have a shorter axle, you got a ton of room between the mounting surface and the fender.
Yeah.
You put a big, nice dish on that wheel, on the back wheel, and it really makes it look a lot different.
Oh, it does. And just as picking out the wheel is so important for your car, I mean, that dish, you can have too shallow of a lip, or you could have way too deep or way too crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it all,
Yeah, that all goes in with the look and the stance and everything.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, if anybody wants to see some of the wheels that we're using right now for Bose, you can go to our website at bshotrods.com or bodiestroud.com. And we're doing a 56 Ford F100 with the rear wheel is a massive 20 by 15 inch wheel. It's the Fatal, Bose Fatal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bitchin' wheel. I love it. And then we're doing a 71 Chevelle as well with them. But great wheels, and you guys are great. I love you guys because you like you said, you're American made. You're a family, and you built your own company from hard work. But hey, we're gonna take a break real quick, Zach. But if you can hang out with us for the next segment, that'd be great.
Come to